Welcome back to Sparta. I've just failed a quest, but that really doesn't matter because that's just the marshal, because we are currently at a village. I did go up to the Kingdom of Thrace and I picked up an axe, and I also stopped by a couple of towns to pick up some additional reinforcements. Now what we're going to be doing in this episode is we're going to continue our raiding and sieging of Delos, or at least we are going to try to do that. And otherwise, basically the one thing that I want to do here is I want to gain some more food, basically. I want to gain some more food, but also I want to get some more cash. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down here, get some dried meat, get some grapes, and that's basically all I can do, which is kind of amusing. I really need more inventory management by the looks of things. But otherwise, there we go. This is where we are right now. There's a cattle herd. Not really going to do anything with that. Delos, as far as I'm aware, does not have that fellow waiting there anymore. I think he has left. Let's hope that I'm correct about that. Yes, it looks as though he has left. So that is fantastic. So we will be able to go in there once again. Sarios did actually level up amazingly enough from us just running around and stuff, I guess, and, you know, doing a couple of battles here and there. And he now has 9 in strength, so he is using a helm, which is pretty cool because he was at 8 and we only needed 1 level to get him that helm. And he also gained another point in engineering. Is this guy wanting to attack me? No, he didn't. Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Anyway, let's lead our soldiers in an assault. Bear in mind that we did lose quite a few high-tier units in previous sieges, and that might spell a little bit of trouble for us in the future here. But I think we should be okay. What we're going to be doing is we're going to put my medics all the way back there. And we're just going to tell our infantry just to go and charge. I really have to turn down my headphones because I just absolutely got my ears blasted off by that guy screaming, "Infantry!" and so on. So yeah, let's try and prevent that from happening in the future, shall we? Okay, so this is my two-handed axe. Now, you can see that it's actually not that large. I actually would have expected it to be quite a bit bigger. But apparently not. No, apparently not. So I have 1 spear, which is decent for dealing with cavalry and stuff like that, and for doing, you know, slightly longer range attacks. And then of course I have my axe, which is going to be just generally really good in my opinion. But the thing is that I don't have that much two-handed weapon proficiency, so I am going to be pretty awful initially with it. So do bear that in mind. And I don't think it's going to be that surprising, to be honest, because let's face it, I haven't used an axe ever before, so I'm going to do literally no damage. And it is cutting damage as well, so it might very well be awful, you know? It might very well be the worst thing that you've seen since unsliced bread. So, you know, it's one of those times when I've spent a huge amount of money, and then I find out that, oh, this is actually trash. You know? This is actually really bad. So it might very well be the case that that will happen, because this cost me 52,000 dinars, or whatever currency we're currently using here. And that is quite a lot. That is quite a lot. So that's definitely a bit of an issue. And that's the thing. I would definitely say that this mod, They really do want you to use a spear, you know. They really want you to use a spear because, let's face it, why would you want to use anything else? Because you do have a really cool combat system. I actually killed that guy with my javelins. I can't believe it. Wow, that's kind of amazing. But otherwise, yes, using spears is definitely the way to go if you want to do a lot of damage in a quick amount of time. The axe is much more of a, in my opinion, a sustained damage weapon. So in other words, it does more damage over time than the spear might do because of its usability. Like, for example, here, I can kill that guy in 1 hit with the spear, and I can kill this guy in maybe 2 hits, if I can actually hit him. There we go. And the axe, well, I don't even know what the axe would have been able to do there. I think the axe would have been quite difficult to wield against those guys, although getting into their airspace, you know, getting into their close quarter situation would probably make a whole bunch of sense, because I'm not trying to use a spear against them if I'm using that two-handed axe, and as a result I might very well get the opportunity and indeed the advantage to turn the tables. So it might be a good idea to try it out a little bit more, but as we've seen so far, cutting damage does not seem that good against the heavier armored units than you're going to be facing normally. So it's definitely one of those times where you're kind of like, oh yeah, an axe that cost me 52,000 is now absolutely useless. Or it is, well, not absolutely useless, but it is interesting to use. As you can see, very wildly different damage in each hit as well. Of course, that really has something to do with the speed bonus and everything. But just look at it. You know, I'm able to do about 50 damage with... Actually, 78 damage there. That's pretty nice. Huh. Maybe I just need to wield it a little bit better. You know, that might very well be the case because I love two-handed weapons in general, but if I'm going to be doing 17 damage and 30 damage and so on and so forth with this weapon, I'm probably going to prefer to use something different because I don't really want to do such a small amount of damage in a life and death situation where I may very well die if I'm unable to kill someone in one hit or two hits. So that's definitely making things a bit of a difficulty for me deciding what I want to do. But I guess we'll see. Maybe I just need to increase our proficiency with the two-handed weapon and see what happens. But as it stands right now, it seems to me like it is not that good. But I might just need to get used to it, as I say. As you can see right there, there's a 64 damage hit. And I guess that is literally just because I'm hitting their hands or something like that. I think in general, if I'm going to hit their body, then I'm going to do not that much damage. If I hit their head, I'm probably going to do not that much damage. But if I hit their arm or if I hit their leg, then maybe I'm going to be able to do more damage. Like, for example, that 80 damage that you just saw right there, I think I hit that guy on the arm. And because they don't have gloves on or anything like that, I mean, I suppose it still counts as body damage. So I'm still technically hitting the part of them that has body armor, so I guess that makes sense. So I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting those critical hits, or they're not really critical hits, if you know what I mean, but I'm getting like significantly more damage than my normal hits. Like, for example, right here I'm hitting for 10, 27, 42, and then all of a sudden sometimes I hit for 80. So yeah, like that, for example, which I assume is probably just because I'm hitting a unit that is more lightly armored, and that's literally all that it is. And there's no mystery surrounding it whatsoever, so I really shouldn't have to worry about it in the least. But what I am pretty impressed about is the fact that I can literally just go swinging in here, and I don't have to worry about being good at fighting, if you know what I mean. And I guess that is kind of the advantage of the axe. Also, being able to use it in a close quarter situation like this, that is a fantastic advantage to have when everyone else is really not very much able to do that much damage in these situations. And as a result, I'm going to be the only person able to do that. Even enemies are not really going to be able to do that often. So I think that is actually a pretty cool usability for the axe. So I think I'm going to be pretty happy to continue using it. But I think for the most part, I'm going to continue using a spear. I think it's a nice thing to have a bit of a change with your weapons every now and again. So I think it's fine for me to use this every so often. So maybe we'll be able to... Can I get over to the other side, please? Yeah, there we go. I'd like to get over here so I can maybe do some damage to these archers slash slingers, because they are being quite annoying. So if we could take them out, that would be good. So there's 90 damage. So yes, I think it is generally just because I am attacking units that don't have standard good armor. You know, like for example, that guy I just hit did 38 well, about 30 to 40 damage per hit, and that is literally just because he has, well, decent armor, you know, standard solid armor. Whereas those guys that are wearing things like togas and stuff, yeah, that kind of stuff is just generally going to melt before this axe, because it is cutting damage. So that's, I suppose, where strategy comes into it, where you're going to have to make a choice about what kind of weapon you want to use, because a spear is, of course, going to have piercing damage. This axe also has piercing damage, but on a much lesser extent. It has about 16 piercing damage in comparison to the spear having about 40. So there is also that. But I think we're actually doing remarkably much better this time than we have ever before. So it could just be because I am not as tentative with my ability to attack. Because right now, I can literally just run in and I can do pretty significant amounts of damage without having too much setup. And that might very well make quite a bit of difference. I am actually being whittled down here, which I gotta say I'm not a big fan of. Getting attacked for 7 damage every so often is, of course, fine, but it is very frustrating to have that happen because I'm gonna eventually get killed by some javelin thrower or another, and it's going to be kind of painful. So, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to stay alive just that little bit longer and maybe support our units. How many have we killed so far? 300. That's actually pretty good. That is actually pretty good, and maybe I will be able to survive the last remaining little bit. As you can see, that guy was able to do some damage to me because, again, this axe just does not have the reach. You know, it doesn't have the reach, so it is able to get outranged by the fellows using spears, which everyone is. So that is indeed a big problem. But there you go. I think that is indeed a victory. There we go. We have taken their treasury, literally with a grand total of 19 casualties, which I gotta say is kind of surprising to me. I really thought we were going to have some more difficulties, but apparently not. There you go. Okay, so we did gain 33 renown and 45 morale for that, and now we have to go in and deal with the defenders in the heart of the keep. So let's see what we can do here. See if we can do a little bit of stabby action again. There we go. Not too bad. Is there anyone else? Oh, there's actually a lot of people here. Okay, so this is going to be one of those times where we have to be a bit cautious, you know? Have to be a bit cautious. We can't just run in randomly, and I'm going to try and stay on the outskirts of the enemy here, and try and just do a little bit of a strike here, a little bit of a strike there, try and not get myself murdered. So, yeah, because I'm very, very low in HP right now. And there we go. Yeah, there we go. Whew. Okay, that was actually pretty nice. Nice sidestep from me right there, because I don't know whether I think I've said a couple of times now, but if you're playing this mod alongside me and you're up against a guy that's 1 versus 1 and he has a spear and you have a spear, just sidestep to the right. If you sidestep to the right while he's thrusting, you got to get, the timing down on that, or just be lucky like I am a little bit. Then you're going to have a pretty easy time of things, because then you're going to be able to dodge his entire damage output, and then it's just going to be fantastic. So, yeah, that's a good way to go about things. This is actually a pretty difficult way to win this this particular siege, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but we have a lot of enemies to fight. This is not usual for this kind of thing. Usually you have to fight about 4 enemies in native. So yeah, definitely very much more of a risky maneuver than it usually is to take something. So got to be wary of that. There we go. Oh, nice. We took him down. And we can hopefully take out this guy as well. There we go. Never mind. All right. So fantastic. I'm actually kind of surprised that we were able to do that without so many reinforcements coming in. But there you go. Another 33 renown for us. Very nice. And now this is the final bit. Okay, this is the final bit. I actually thought that was the final bit, but no, this is. So let's see if we can win here. I'm a bit worried about these guys personally, because they all have shields. I'm pretty bad with dealing with them and avoiding damage. There we go. Have my guys already died? Oh no, this guy's actually on our side. He has kind of like blue in his little helmet decoration right there. So that is a little bit confusing, but there you go. Another 33. So we gained literally a total of 99 renown, literally just from this one siege, which is just fantastic. It really is. And I don't even know whether I should take some people. I guess I should take some people just to have these guys maybe go into the garrison after we have ascertained whether this is going to be mine or not. Don't know whether I'm going to be asking for this to come to me. Should I? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's request that it be awarded to us. I don't think that that's really going to work out too well for us, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. But otherwise, I'm just going to sell some things here. Sell the raw fabric, sell that. There we go. The horse can have tools and things, armor, tools, furs, iron. Yeah, it's just very, very difficult to sell things when the merchants literally have no money. So there we go. Let's sell that. Sell the oil as well. Why not? Is there anything else here that I don't need? No, that's fine. All right. So that's pretty good. And now, I guess I would just wait here for some time and we'll see what happens. So that guy's running away now. That's not nice. That is not very nice at all, if I do say so. I am very surprised that the Delian League is trying to take my town, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to head back there. That's literally all I can do. If Delos gets taken, then that's just how it has to be. I really can't let Naupactos go. Oh, it might actually be that the Spartans might defend it. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to wait here, and we will see if... Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what. We are going to wait here. If Delos gets awarded to me, then I will stay here, and we will try to defend it as best we can. But if it is not awarded to me, then I will try and... Oh, he's already entered. Look at that. He has already entered the siege, so we wouldn't have been able to make it there in time anyway by the looks of things. But we'll see what happens. Now look at this. Archidamos is deciding to confer Delos upon us. I'm really surprised about that. I really would have expected him to give it to someone else. But I do have some pretty bad news. Naupactos was taken by the Delian League, and because of their speed at which they actually entered the actual attack against us, I'm pretty sure they had a huge amount of units there, because usually the AI is going to take quite a bit of time to decide whether they really want to go in. They're going to hum and har about it for quite some time, and then they'll go in or they will run away. But in this case, they just went straight in, literally a couple of moments after we had been given the message. So I would assume that they were in the 1,000 range for the amount of troops that they had. So I'm just going to accept the honor for Delos here, and we're going to be hiring a couple of recruits. And I think I'm going to be hiring Cretan recruits as much as possible here, because they are very, very close to us. And we will also get some Spartans as well. Just going to hire a whole bunch, to be honest. And there you go. All right, so that's going to be pretty nice. Let's get a messenger post up and running. It's going to take 37 days anyway. That's just going to take way too long to be that useful. But it's okay. Now, hopefully, I am hoping that the Spartans will go and take back Naupactos, because it is a fantastic thing to have, because it's kind of like a launching pad to the other section of land over there. Because, don't know whether you can notice if we head over there right now, but you can see that Naupactos, look at this. Look at this. It kind of gives you that that launching pad over into the Attilian city-states, which is kind of cool, you know? But yeah, by the way, this was just taken by the Spartans, and as a result, the Achaean city-states are just, well, they're basically done. They're basically done. There's only 2 of them left, only 2 fiefs left from them. And otherwise, well, I don't really know what the Delian League is going to plan on doing next, but I suppose the reason why they attacked us is literally just because I have taken Delos from them. They probably decided to do something along those lines. And now that this is mine, I am actually going to be placing some people in the garrison here. I actually forgot to do that, and now I lost some units, which is not exactly great. But, well, what can you do now? All right, so I'm just going to level these and level those. Going to put some of these in there. Going to put some of these in there, and we'll just leave these with us for the most part. Well, we'll put 20 of those in there or something like that. And I'm actually kind of surprised, by the way, that we are having morale problems at all, because we have so much food and so many different varieties of food that I would not have expected us to have any difficulty with that. Ooh, now that's looking really nice. Look at this. The prosperity of Delos has changed from average to rich. I can only imagine what that's going to be like. Ah, hello there. This is the same guy that besieged Naupactos, by the way. So he really, really does not like us one bit, and he is definitely making this quite difficult for me. So he doesn't even have a very large band of units here. I'm kind of surprised. I actually don't want to recruit anyone from here, to be honest. Okay, so this is going to be difficult. I'm going to go into the tavern real quick. All right, so we have someone here. Oh, wow, really? 3? Are you serious? Just 3 of you? Okay, I'm just going to recruit some more people here. I'm literally just trying to recruit any random person at all to try and dissuade the opponent from being annoying, but I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, as you can see here, look at this. Look at the variety of food that we have. We got fish, we got honey and bread and grain and dried meat, goat milk, all that stuff. And I'm just really surprised that we are having difficulties. Maybe we should get some ale and some wine. That would probably make sense. So why not? Let's just do that. Okay, so let's just wait here for some time, see what is actually going to happen. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully my recruiter... Is that my recruiter right there? That is my recruiter. Could you just run in? You could just run in, you know. I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so this is actually the huge force that decided to attack Naupactos, and they are, as you can quite clearly see, numbering in the 2000s. Well, what can you do? What can you do? I guess we're just gonna try this. Oh, apparently we're not gonna try this because there was a crash. All right, well, let me just tell you the whole terrible situation I've had going forward with this mod right here. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this mod. I think it's really, really great. I think the spear combat is fantastic, very enjoyable, very satisfying. I feel like the setting is very cool. The scenes are all done very, very passionately by the mod creator, and you can tell that they really, really love Warband, you know? They really, really love what they do. But I have had 3, maybe even 4 crashes in about 5 minutes, and I've been attempting to get footage of this siege defense, and let me just tell you, every single time I began doing a recording, because I've literally tried to do this about twice now, tried to say my introduction, I mean not my introduction, but you know, say, oh yeah, so there was a crash and now welcome back, you know, kind of thing. But I've tried to do that like twice now, and every single time I try to do it, I get a crash. So I just thought to myself, okay, I'm just going to start from up here instead of starting from down there, because down there seems to be a bit of a bloodbath, and I don't know whether you've noticed, but we actually have, well, no one. We actually have no one on the battlefield, and basically what I'm trying to do here is basically try to reduce the amount of battle advantage that they actually have. I know that that's not possible because the total number of units they have is immense. They have 2,500 or something like that, and we have about 400. So it really is just absolute bloodbath awaiting us right here. But what I am going to try to do is go so far back that hopefully our reinforcements will be able to assist us, and hopefully we can just stand here in a kind of defensive formation sort of thing and just try to murder as many people as possible as they come up, because this is basically the only way we're going to be able to achieve victory here. And I kind of wish that I hadn't placed all those trash units into my garrison now, because it kind of makes it more difficult to achieve a victory, because I don't have a majority of really, really good units to command. And as a result, they are going to be just dying, basically. And it's going to be quite difficult to have that work. But on the other hand, I'm actually doing some pretty decent damage, you know, pretty decent damage here and there. Now, what I'm going to say is that if the mod crashes again, I won't be continuing at that point. I will just end the episode off there, because there's basically no point in me going back in if it's just going to crash every single time. It might literally just be the case that I can't do a siege with this many units in. That's possibly it. That could just be it. So it could just be something like that, and I may just have to leave it, and we'll just have to let Delos get taken or something like that. And yeah, I think I'm actually going to die here. Going to get out my axe, see if I can do some damage with that. But I don't think that's going to work. I think the crashes have kind of just diminished my my determination to win this, to be honest. But, well, what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes crashes just happen, and that's just what you're going to get. So, unfortunate, but it seems like that is indeed a loss for us. And I mean, look at the red bar in the top left. There's just nothing I could do. So I thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, we were able to take Delos, but now it's going to be taken back. So I guess now Pactos is lost for nothing. But it's all right, because we're still doing pretty well in terms of our monetary gain that we have. And hopefully that's going to help us out in the long run. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.